Hi guys, welcome back, or if you are new, hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury best sellers. I did a video like this last year and you guys really seemed to enjoy it, so I wanted to do an updated version because since then I have discovered so many great products from Charlotte Tilbury and I have a lot of favorites, and everything in today's video I've already actually used so that I can really give you guys my thoughts as I go and let you know what I think is worth splurging over or not. So make sure you guys grab a snack, get cozy, or grab your makeup and your brushes so we can have some girl time and get ready together. So let's get into it and do some makeup. Today's snack is a melted iced coffee from Dunkin'. On my lips, I do have on some lip oil, and I actually picked up the Charlotte's Magic Crystal Elixir lip oil, and I think this is nice, but honestly, it's not necessary. It's hydrating, but it feels like any other lip balm or lip oil. I just wanted to try it out because it did have good reviews, and it was kind of like one of those impulse purchases that I decided to add to cart last minute, but you don't need this. I'm also going to prep my skin with the Magic Serum. This is the Crystal Elixir Serum. I've been testing this out, and I will say this is a really nice milky, super hydrating serum. Apparently this has some nice like skincare benefits in it. I believe there's niacinamide and vitamin C in this. So it is really nice under makeup, and I want to let this sit while I do my eyeshadow. Now, is this totally necessary? I personally don't think so. I mean, like I said, it's a nice product to prep your skin, and I haven't used it long enough to know if there's any actual benefits like that I've noticed on my skin. However, it is a really expensive serum. This is like $80. So for me personally, I have so many like skincare favorites and so many other products that I really love to prep my skin with before makeup. So I don't think it's totally necessary. It is really nice. Like it makes your skin look really glowy and hydrated. I just feel like you can get that from so many other skincare products or just makeup products in general. And I'm going to do a little bit of eye primer. This one is from Rare Beauty because I'm going to start with my eyes first. Starting off with eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury Palette. So this is a little quad. You get 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. You can see I've already dabbled into some of these shades and I have some thoughts. By the way, I'm going to actually start with the shimmer first, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. And I am going to spray my brush because that's always necessary. No matter how affordable or how high-end a shimmer is, I always got to spray it. This is a cute little quad, like not gonna lie. It's really simple, especially if you don't like a lot of eyeshadows and you just want something really easy just for like day to day, or even specifically this palette. I actually really like the tones of it. I feel like they're really soft and like romantic, perfect for like a date night. But then again, it's like this is $53 and you can definitely find so many other palettes with more eyeshadows, more variety for that price or even less. It's like, again, I like it and I think this is nice, but I also don't feel like it's 100% necessary unless you're really into these tones or you just want to keep one simple little quad in your collection and you don't really want to deal with a ton of other eyeshadows. Then it is nice, but you can definitely get more bang for your buck with other brands as far as eyeshadow for sure. But I like the simplicity of this palette because you can really create your look with just these eyeshadows. You don't really have to dip into other palettes, but the eyeshadows are definitely not like extraordinary. Like it's a nice quad, but it's nothing that I've never used before. Like there's definitely other brands with this kind of quality. So this is probably not the first product that I would splurge on if you were looking into Charlotte Tilbury. I think there's other products that you might find a little bit more exciting to use versus this, especially because again, for $53 you can find so many other palettes with more variety or even these kind of similar tones. And then I'm going to dabble into the darker brown. I'm just going to put that right on the outer portion, blending it into my crease a little bit. I'm also going to take that lighter, it's almost like a light pink, and I'm gonna apply that in my crease and blend out the edges of this a little bit. By the way, I'm taking the lighter color now, and I'm gonna basically go over that previous shimmer and just add that right to the inner corners and inner part of my lid to lighten that up a little bit. And I'm gonna take more of that darker shimmer with my finger and just kind of add that back in. I will say these shimmers apply best with your finger. I feel like I would even justify these little quads a little bit more if they were like maybe $25, and even that is like pricey considering with $25 nowadays you can get a really nice palette with at least like 10-15 shades. Now this I actually really do like, and this is the Pillow Talk eyeliner. It's a beautiful burgundy creamy liner that I actually really love. I feel like this would even make for a pretty lip liner too, but I love this color. I love this formula as well. It's very similar to their lip liners, but it's in eyeliner form, so I do really like this. And I'm actually just going to do a little wing using that liner to show you how creamy it is. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. eye tape, and I'm going to start on the edge. Do you see how nice that is? Like, it's super creamy. I'm just kind of blending out the edges of that eyeshadow a little bit. Kind of also extending it outwards too. See, like, this is nice. I would say yes to this being a nice splurge item because there aren't a ton of burgundy eyeliners, and this formula is actually really nice. Love. So yeah, I actually really like the eyeliner. It's beautiful and the formula is fabulous. Now we have the battle of the mascaras. The first one I really like. It's the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. I think this is another good splurge item. I really like the wand. I like the formula on this. It doesn't get clumpy, separates, lengthens. It's a really good mascara, but I recently tried out the Legendary Lashes Volume 2, and I think this is also a nice mascara, but I prefer the Pillow Talk one because this one is pretty clumpy. This one definitely just has a little bit more of a clumpier formula, and I normally don't really think it's necessary to splurge on mascaras, but the Pillow Talk one is actually really nice. Also, the Pillow Talk one comes in, I believe it's like a burgundy brown. I want to get that next because, I mean, this is the black version, which I love, but the burgundy I think would be so pretty. I am going to put on some false lashes because I feel called to it today. So I'm going to use the AOA Studio Natural Lashes in the style Alexis. I will link these for you guys down below. You can get them on Amazon. They're so beautiful. They're wispy, and I think they're going to be perfect with this look because I don't really want to take away from the eyeshadow, but I need to add a little something. So let me put these on and I'll be right back. Now we're going to jump into the skin, and I'm going to start with a product that I also really like, and this is the Magic Eye Rescue. So it's an eye cream. First of all, the packaging is so cute, very luxe, but the eye cream itself is one of the most like rich, super creamy luxe eye creams I've ever used. I've only used it a couple times, but I'm very impressed with it. So I'm applying this now since I am going to go in with concealer. If you have very dry under eyes, or if you have trouble with your concealer settling into your fine lines like I do, it happens all the time. But you see it, that moisture, like it just revitalizes the under eyes. I love it. So that Magic Serum now has really settled into the skin. I'm going to go in with a glowy primer, and I'm using the Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. So I've been testing this out and I have a couple like mixed thoughts on it. So I think it's pretty. It's really natural. The consistency is a little bit more runny, so I can see this being mixed in with other foundations. Another like pretty product, but not really life-changing. Like, it makes your skin look nice, but you can definitely also get this effect with so many other glowy primers. Now let's go in with some foundation. I'm going to use the Beautiful Skin foundation, and I have this one in the shade 5 Neutral. I'm a huge fan of the Airbrush Flawless foundation. This is honestly what I prefer over this one. I feel like this sits a little bit better on my skin. It is so smoothing, very long lasting, and it has great coverage. And normally I actually prefer dewy foundations over matte ones, but something about this one, it's so beautiful. So I currently have the color 5.5 Warm. I definitely need to go down a shade because this is a little bit too yellow for me, but I love the foundation. It's one of my favorites, but I'm going to use the Beautiful Skin today because I want to switch it up. And I think this foundation is so beautiful, but for me, the other one that I just mentioned lasts a little bit better on my skin. And the glow that this gives is not too much. Is that a good? Yeah, that's a good match. I was kind of between this color and also 6 Neutral, but this one does match me really nicely. You can see like it gives a little bit of a glow, but it's also still not too much. It's more of like a natural dewy foundation, but it's more natural than anything. It's actually not excessively dewy. It is pretty. For me though, I have other favorite like radiant foundations that I think last and work a little bit better on my skin. That's why I prefer this Airbrush Flawless one over the radiant one, because I really don't have a ton of favorite matte foundations, but something about this one is like next level amazing. Now, something that I personally really love even more than the radiant foundation that I just used is the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I like the concealer more than the foundation. I think it wears a little bit better. It's super smooth and it has good coverage. So I have this one in the color 7 medium. So this, yes, I think a good splurge item. It's really creamy too. It blends really easily into the skin. And I think it pairs really well with the Magic Eye Rescue, that eye cream that I used. Yeah, the concealer is a winner. The concealer also has such nice coverage and like a good formula that I feel like you could even use it kind of as like your foundation. Like if you wanted to spot conceal, you could really use the concealer for blemishes as well. We're gonna move into bronzer now. So I have here the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow bronzer, and I got the color 1 Fair. So this, first of all, love the packaging because it's huge. This is a really nice formula, and I'm gonna apply this actually on one side of my face so I can show you guys this in comparison to the contour one. At first I thought this color was a little bit too gray on my skin. You can see because it definitely is a little bit more on the cool tone side, and I feel like it's one of those products that like if I use too much, it definitely will look kind of gray on my skin and it's not super flattering. So less is more, but the formula is so creamy and blendable. It's a little bit thicker though. It almost feels like clay when you like dip your finger in, but I want to show you this color. So that is what it looks like. It definitely has more of like a coolish undertone. There isn't a lot of warmth to this at all, so I think it is a nice contour shade. But for me, I prefer the contour wand. I have the color Fair Medium. I really just love this formula. I love this color more on my skin tone personally. And also the formula blends in like a few seconds, which I love. You see like that undertone? I just love that little hint of warmth that it has. But yeah, for me, the contour wand is a forever favorite. I love this, 100% would always repurchase. I don't think that the cream bronzer is bad. I just prefer the undertone to this one. And I think I actually prefer the formula, to be honest. I mean, although this blends really easily, I think this is just like truly magic. I wish this came in more shades, so that's the only thing. If we could have some extra shades, I think that would be iconic. Let's go in with the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkgasm. I finally got my hands on this and I think I can finally see the hype with this product. So I tried Peachgasm and I really didn't love it as much as I love Pinkgasm. I'm gonna put some of this on just to show you. Look at this, you guys. I'm blending out the edges of this with my foundation brush just to make it a little bit softer because I used way too much, but isn't that so beautiful? It gives you a little tint, but there's also a little bit of glowiness to it. I can see now why so many people love this product. Like, yeah, and it's honestly so much better when you use less product. And I think this side looks a little bit better because the contour color is just more flattering. But like, look at that color. It's so beautiful. It's so glowy. So this is what I mean when I said earlier, like, I think there's other products that you can splurge on and that are a little bit more fun and exciting. And this is one of those products. So I'm gonna set everything with one of my favorite products. Another good splurge item is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I'm in the color 1 Fair. I love this. I actually wasn't super crazy about this when I first tried it out. And although I do think there are some great alternatives to this that are more affordable, I feel like if you get this, you won't be disappointed. It's a beautiful powder, very smoothing, great for setting, great for touching up. And I used to really not love it for my under eyes as well, mostly just to set my face, but I think it applies beautifully on your under eyes if you have a little triangle puff or even like the Beauty Blender pocket puff. I think it works so beautiful if you use this. And then also right before you're about to set your under eyes, just blend out those little creases if you have any, and then just set immediately after. And it's gonna look so good. Like, look at that. Look at this. Okay, smooth. And look at this. The magic of powder. It's just my favorite thing ever about powder. Like, it really makes such a difference. I will never be one of those people that can just like not set their makeup. Like, setting is key for me. Then I'm just gonna use a brush to set the rest of my face. I really didn't think I was gonna love the Pink-gasm as much as I do, because I didn't really love the Peach-gasm, but Pink-gasm is just a whole nother, it's a whole nother level. It's beautiful. I'm gonna finish up my eyes really quick because I'm not really gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna drag a little eyeshadow. I'm gonna take the lighter color in here and I'm gonna pop that a little bit more in the inner part of my lid and also in the inner corners. And then I'm gonna take this color. I'm gonna just drag that on the lower lash line. Let's add some Pillow Talk liner. This is so pretty, I love it. I'm also kind of smudging this color, Pillow Talk, on my lash line as well. Just kind of like smearing it. What is this? I have no idea what that is. I'm about to yank that thing off. Oh, okay, well that's cute. That was probably distracting the whole time, so. Love that. Oh well, we got it. The coast is clear. The skin is looking so good. We're gonna emphasize this blush now with another favorite good splurge item. These are the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blushers. Basically the pressed blushes. These are fabulous. So originally I tried the color Ecstasy and I really like this. It's just such a very flattering pinky peach color and I feel like this would make for a really good bridal blush. It's such a nice formula. This is like velvet smooth on the skin and gives like the prettiest wash of color, but it's also buildable. And then I recently got the color Love is the Drug. This doesn't look like much in the pan, but it is so stunning, you guys. So we're gonna emphasize the cheeks with some of this. So what I like to do is start in the middle to get most of the color and then swirl your brush into the rest of the blush. This gives the prettiest color. Like, look at that pink. It's so stunning. Like I said, the formula is like a velvet satin. It's just so pretty. It's perfect. Now I'm gonna add a little highlighter. Again, going back in with another Beauty Light wand in Pillow Talk. I'll swatch it for you to show you. Like, it's like a pinky, light, glowy highlighter. So I'm gonna add just a little bit right to the tops of my cheekbones, right in this area. Where is my brush that I was using? I like just had it and I lost it. I'm just gonna use this other brush that I have here from e.l.f. just to blend that out. I'm using like the side of the brush. Now there is a little bit of still of a glow peeking through from Pink-gasm. So even when you set, you're still gonna have a little bit of that glowiness, which I actually really like. I'm just applying this to show you guys that this obviously is also very glowy, but I wanted to really just show you guys the color and it blends really easily too. So Pillow Talk and Pink-gasm, great shades. You also just need like the tiniest bit and it gives you that glowiness. So you don't need a lot. And you see, like, I just love how easily it blends. You could use your finger as well. Last but not least, besides setting spray, we're gonna do a lip combo. And I actually was not a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury lip liners when I first tested them out. But since then, I have definitely changed my mind. Iconic Nude has become one of my favorite colors ever in my collection. I think what I really love about this formula is that it is long lasting and the colors are really nice. Like the undertones, the shades, beautiful. So I actually think out of all of the lip products that I've tried from Charlotte Tilbury, if there's one lip product that you get, let it be the lip liners. And I recently added to my collection the Pillow Talk 2 medium color. And this is a little bit more on the pinky side. As you can see, this is Iconic Nude is less pink, more nude. And today this is the color that I'm gonna use because I feel like it's very flattering with today's look. I absolutely love it. The formula is great. It's not dry. It's so good. I love this color. It complements all the other shades like so nicely. And a recent purchase that I got is the Collagen Lip Bath in the shade Pillow Talk. I like this, but I don't love it. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know. It's a pretty color, don't get me wrong. I'll show you. And it's also very minty. It does feel nice, but You see, like, it's pretty, but it's not like life-changing. And I have so many favorite glosses, both high-end and drugstore, so I don't really feel like this is also like a must-have product. Just get the lip liners and then just top it off with your favorite lipstick or glosses. Last, but certainly not least, another good splurge product is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. If you have oily skin, you will definitely love this, but in general, this is one of the best sprays that I have in my collection. Really seals the deal, keeps everything in place all day. I don't use this all the time. This is more so like a special occasion kind of spray because it's expensive, so I try to preserve as much as I can, but also it is very matte, like it will mattify your skin, and I don't always want a matte finish with my makeup, so that's why I really only use this for certain kind of makeup looks. So let's chat about everything. I compiled everything into two different piles. I have a yes pile and a no pile. So let's chat about the products. Okay, starting off with the no pile. These aren't necessarily bad products, just products that I feel like are not necessarily worth the splurge. I mean, they're good, but I feel like there's definitely better alternatives. So first being the skin products that I used. The Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. This was pretty, but it's a little bit too subtle for me, especially for that $55 price point. I think you can definitely find so many other glowy alternatives. This was nice, but again, not necessary. The Magic Serum, the Crystal Elixir, also really dewy, very hydrating, nice under makeup, but like, would I actually go out and repurchase this for $80? Probably not. The foundation is beautiful, but I still definitely am gonna go with the original Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I think it sits better on my skin, it lasts better, and I just love the way this looks over this one. And I have just other radiant, like dewy foundations that I prefer over the one from Charlotte Tilbury's. The Beautiful Skin Bronzer, also really pretty, but I'm gonna go with the contour wand. I prefer the formula to this, and I also prefer the color. The Collagen Lip Bath, also another okay product. It's pretty. I like the color that it gives to the lips. It's just like a really nice minty gloss. But I have so many other even high-end favorites that are a little bit less expensive that gives me this kind of effect. Honestly, I love the Fenty Gloss Bombs or even the Tower 28 glosses over this formula. The Legendary Lashes Mascara was a little more clumpy than what I prefer, so definitely go with the Pillow Talk lashes over the Legendary lashes. Now, the eyeshadow quad. This is beautiful, you guys. Like, I love the eyeshadow look that I created, and I find these colors to be super flattering as well. And for traveling, I think this is the perfect little quad, but I think for $53, it's just a bit much, and honestly, kind of unnecessary, especially nowadays where there's so many great brands with so many different eyeshadows, lots of variety. And I'm not just talking about like affordable brands, I'm talking even like high-end brands. With a lot of brands, for $53, you get a lot of different eyeshadow shades. So I feel like unless you absolutely love this quad, I don't think it's necessary. It's pretty, but the formula is not really like out of this world. If you do want to splurge, I think these products are it. Starting off with the lips, like I mentioned, I've tried pretty much almost all lip products from Charlotte Tilbury, and my favorites are the lip liners. I didn't think they were worth it at first, but the more that I use them, the more that I'm like, okay, yes. Get yourself a lip liner, your favorite color, and then use it with your favorite lipstick, your favorite lip gloss. Iconic Nude is my favorite shade, but the color that I used today, Pillow Talk 2 Medium, I also did really like, but Iconic Nude is my #1 favorite. The Beauty Light wands, I love. These are so pretty. I like these two colors more than the other two colors that I used. Before I used the color Spotlight and Peachgasm, but for me, I think Pinkgasm and Pillow Talk are a little bit more flattering. I love the way these look on my skin tone, but they also blend effortlessly. The contour one, amazing. The Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, this is gonna keep your makeup in place all day. The foundation, I told you guys, is good. The Magic Eye Rescue, this is so rich and creamy. This is probably like the creamiest, most hydrating eye cream I've ever used. I'm really impressed with this. The Pillow Talk eyeliner I also think is just perfect, and I feel like this would even make for a pretty lip liner too. I'm really impressed with how creamy and pigmented this is. I also love that I didn't really have to tug at my eyes to get that pigment, so this is good. The pressed powder is everything. I love this for my under eyes. I love it to set the entire face. And then of course the blushes. I'm so happy with this color. Love is the Drug. I really didn't think much of this when I got it. I was like, oh, it's pretty, but like actually putting it on the cheeks, it's like next level. It's velvety, it's smooth. These formulas also don't need to be layered. I mean, they're nice layered over a cream blush, but on their own, they are very long lasting as well. And they give you the prettiest wash of color that is buildable. So this is a really great shade. I also love the color Ecstasy, but they have a ton of other colors as well. So yeah, overall, really love this look. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I think she has some really amazing products. Some of them are worth splurging on a little bit more than others, but that is everything for this full face. If you have any must-haves from the brand, leave them down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!